Today we are going to bake a delicious Tres Leches cake, that too on a stove top. So let's get started. Now first we add 4 egg whites into a bowl and whisk using either a stand mixer or an electric beater and whisk it for about 1 to 2 minutes. Then we add about half a teaspoon of vinegar into the egg whites and keep blending it till the stiff consistency is achieved. Once this is achieved, we add 1 tablespoon of sugar from the sugar that has been already been kept for this recipe and add it each time and then keep blending till those stiff white soft egg peaks are obtained. Now these stiff soft egg peaks serves as the cushion base for this beautiful cake. Now this is the final texture and it should look something like this, really fluffy, soft, which doesn't detach itself from the blender paddles that you've been using. So once this is done, you keep this mixture aside. You can either refrigerate it or keep it aside until we go to the next one. Now to the other bowl, we add 2 egg yolks and 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence and beat it, and then slowly add another half cup of milk and beat continuously on a medium to high speed. Now always remember that a good whisk is an amazing key to a spongy fluffy cake. It might take about a few minutes, but make sure that you're really done with your beating or whisking using an electric beater. And once this is done, we add another 1 cup of flour into a batter and then give a good beating for another couple of minutes. Now once this is done, then we add in our baking soda and our baking powder. Now our final step would be to transfer this prepared egg whites that has been kept aside for some time into our prepared batter. Now always make sure that you take little or generous amounts of egg whites and then transfer it into a batter and then give a gentle stir using a rubber spatula, or you could also go for the wooden one. But always make sure that you give really gentle stirs to ensure that this cake remains fluffy and spongy. Now our finally prepared batter is being poured into the cake mold. Now my cake mold is basically lined with butter paper, and you could use cake molds of any shape that is of your choice personally. And now after pouring our cake batter, we're going to place it on the stove top for about 30 to 40 minutes. Now we are going to prepare our milk bath, and this is the basic highlight to our cake. We add in half a cup of whipping cream, half a cup of milk and 1/4 cup of condensed milk into a bowl and give it a quick stir. Now make sure that the sweetness is adjusted according to your personal choice. This is the measurement that I've opted for. Now you can go on adding your condensed milk according to the balance of sweetness that you have. Now my cake has been ready after the baking process, and I am going to pour in my milk bath mixture so that the cake gets completely drenched in it. Now I'm going to prepare our whipping cream topping for our Tres Leches cake. So pour in about half a cup of whipping cream into a bowl and whip the cream slowly. And once this whipping process is done, I slowly spread the whipping cream to the sides and to the top of our milk cake. Now once this is done, you can garnish your Tres Leches cake with fruits of your choice. It could be either strawberries, berries, blueberries, cherries, etc. Now I garnished it with cherries. Yeah, and fine, your Tres Leches cake is ready.